Well, hello. This is a video for Integrity Capital about mastering recessions. None of us like to think that tough times are going to come or that things that go up won't come down. But unfortunately, I'm going to burst all of our bubbles to realize that things do go the other direction. So what I want to do today, since we're very proactive at our firm, is just to spend some time on how we preemptively and proactively prepare for when, not if, but when a recession or something comes that will turn the market. So there's really a three-part step or three steps that we try to focus on to keep it simple when we're trying to have confidence in uncertain times. So it goes a little like this: wisdom, plan, do. So it might seem a little simple, but wisdom, plan, do. And I've used this for a long time and it works. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in. So the first thing really in wisdom is just to gather. What you're doing in that is you're gathering information. So all of a sudden things change in the market, things slow down, we get another corona, I mean, whatever it is. The first thing we want to do is gather information. We want to find our centers of influence, which are in the following areas. Try to reach out, gather information: political leaders, influencers, medical professionals, finance professionals, bankers, legal professionals, coaches and management consultants, read books. So we just want to gather some of that information, some intel, just to get a lay of the land, a temperature, trying to understand. And you should go, well, what are we going to ask? We'll give you a couple of ideas and some questions. What should I be preparing for now? It's a good question. What practical advice would you give me? It's a great question. Where should I spend my energy and focus? How can I be proactive given the current circumstance? How can I think differently to thrive in the situation? That's really important. Who do you think I should be talking to? That's another great question. When do you think I should be making more dramatic decisions? So think about that. So those are some questions that we ask. So this is who we're going to connect with. Might be a few others. These are the questions we're going to ask. Under that wisdom, we're gathering wisdom, gathering information. Where there are many counselors, it says in the book of Proverbs, plans don't fail. So we want to do that. Step 2 of the 3-step process is plan. So we want to get together. So we got all this information and wisdom. We want to get it together. And so we want to get a group of trusted advisors together and set an agenda. And we want to focus on some different things. For you might be a little bit different, but just think about it in your own personal life, is revenue. That's the first thing we're going to do, is talk about revenue. What are the sources we can count on that we're doing right now? And how can we generate new sources of revenue? Because even in a recession, there's still opportunities to generate revenue in different areas. For example, in the COVID, even though a lot of things were going down, there were a lot of areas that were doing quite well: industrial, medical, quick service restaurants. I mean, there was just a lot of different things that we could generate some revenue. Expenses, okay? What expenses should we keep in place, as they are investment versus things, and that we can negotiate? So we're always kind of looking at managing expenses, and so that's an area we look. People. How can we engage everybody internally and externally to become part of the solution? So we're coming together to try to solve things. 1 + 1 = 3. Capital. What do we have now, and where can we look to obtain sources of capital to continue to succeed? So again, this is part of our proactive strategy we're already doing, to constantly be looking for new sources of capital. Strategy. what simple but powerful steps can we put in place to strategically overcome obstacles? So those are the things that we're going to focus on as strategy, simple little tactical ways, innovatively. Under that same thing, I would say execution. What steps have we put in place to follow through? Remember, that's part of our core convictions with our plan. How are we going to hold everyone accountable to follow through with the plan? And then finally, we're going to monitor. How are we going to track results and then gauge if we need to change? So again, under that, just remember, we're going to talk about revenue, expenses, people, capital, strategy, and execution and monitoring. That's under the guise of step 2 of planning, of getting stuff together. And then finally, when you're done with the wisdom, gathering, and planning, we're going to do. And pretty simple is we got to take action. So the best plan never used is not a good plan at all. So we're going to start calendaring our ideas down and just implementing, testing things out week by week. We're going to take one step at a time and focus on that step. See if it has traction or if it doesn't. We just have to remember that when a recession happens, most people will be reactive. We don't want to do that at our firm. We want to be proactive so that we can have more confidence of execution, therefore peace of mind. So that's really our strategy. That's our plan. That's what we will do, even though those are some of the things we're doing now in order to master the recession as it comes.